We have been celebrating this occasion every year on the 11th hour, on the 11th day of the 11th month of each year. The very first Armistice Day was held in Buckingham Palace in 11 November 1919. The 2-minute silence we observe during these occasions, the first minute is for those 20 million people or so that died in the battlefields in the World War I. The second minute was to preserve the people who were left behind, the wives, the children and the family, and those who were affected by the atrocities during those days. The Remembrance Day poppy that we see are worn 1 month before this day is Remembrance Day due to the poem In Flanders Field. These poppies bloomed across some of the worst battlefields of Flanders during World War I. The brilliant red color is an appropriate symbol of the blood spilled during the war. During the First World War, some of our elders, 700 or so Europeans, went into that First World War. The Fijians were not allowed. Somehow or other, some of them managed to go and fight in that war. One of them was our Ratu Sukuna, who went across to France to fight with the Foreign Legion. The story says that of the 2,500 Foreign Legion soldiers, only 35 survived that war. One of them was our noble chief, Ratu Sukuna himself. After the First World War, the name Armistice changed to Remembrance Day as we have now, or the Poppy Day. The Fijian language, Nasigan Ivana Nubi. 1939-45 war that was held in the Solomons, our forefathers went and showed distinctive operations and the capabilities amongst the Japanese enemies, where we had the first Victoria Cross in Fiji and still is up today, which was won by Corporal Sevanaya Suganaivalu. The first and second Commando Guerrilla Company went to the Solomons and was followed by the 1st and 2nd Battalion who served in the Solomons. In the Malayan campaign, we had the 1st FIR who went into that Malayan emergency from 1952 to 1956, followed by the Christmas Islands. 300 troops were used by the British nuclear testing program to work in that operation. They were in the engineering, construction, and the naval surveillance. We had about 20 years of non-operation from that after the Christmas Island. Peacekeeping started 20 years later in 1978. It's still where we started off in UNIFIL. In 1982, to date, the MFO is still in operation in Sinai, the East Timor operation, Iraq, Sudan, Zimbabwe. Now we have the Golan Heights. In 1961, our men were recruited by the British Army and they're still in operation up to date. The presence of the Nadi Special Administrator today is a blessing to the Nadi ex-servicemen. We've been after a site for a memoriam in Nadi town. As a memoriam in Nadi town would benefit a lot the town council and the people around Nadi. Today, we assemble here in Korevolu to commemorate the lives of our comrades, husbands, fathers, and grandfathers who have passed on before us. Those who laid their lives for the freedom we enjoy today. It is hoped that the significance of this day the Remembrance Day, would be made known to the public so that the people of Fiji are aware of the sacrifices given for the cause of freedom we have today. At the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month of each year, we would pause for a couple of minutes in remembrance of those who died for our freedom. Lest we forget, we will never forget them. We will remember them.